speaking of that, it certainly did tonight in Detroit. Let's see the highlights. What do you say? Orlando took the opener.
Dusty May.
Never trailed, went wire to wire on him. Hey,
thanks for coming on the podcast, Dusty May.
Yeah, he was great.
He was really good.
All right, Pistons trying to tie things up. 1-8 matchup. And
Kenny, were y'all in the
look
tournament?
at Cade.
Oh.
With the block
Yeah.
on
Were you in the
Banchero.
tournament? Y'all won the tournament.
We won the NIT, yes we did.
Not in tournament.
Yep.
Who won NIT?
Auburn.
Auburn
In
did.
tournament.
Thank you.
NIT.
Look at Cade dunking on the other end. They're up by
Proud of that truck.
7.
We're number 68. We're number 68.
There you go.
Jalen Suggs had himself a solid first half, had 15.
69, I'm sorry. 69. No, I'll give y'all 68. Y'all would have beat one of the players.
Banchero.
Ooh, now get off me, little man.
Just a 1-point game.
Yeah. Then it escalated quickly.
Yeah, when the second half rolled around.
That's
Cunningham.
right.
Game was tied at 46 at the half.
Ben Wallace.
Yep. Detroit comes out. First run was 11-0. Okay, to give them a little breathing room.
Oh, and one.
But that run would eventually grow to 30-3.
He might be a legit 6'8", though.
Who?
Cade Cunningham. He's a big kid.
He better worry about some other scores stepping up.
Duncan Robinson for 3.
I'm not worried about Cade Cunningham. I'm worried about
Oh, give me the candy.
Asar Thompson,
don't
one of the
chase
best
him.
defenders in the game.
Don't chase him.
Zeke liking it.
See?
The great Isaiah Thomas.
Wife. Oh.
They outscore him 38-16 in the third quarter.
Too little, too
It's always great to see the great Isaiah Thomas.
in and out.
Oh, give me that.
Out.
Detroit Pistons having none of
Not
that
over there.
down 2-0 stuff. No way. They come back and win 98-83 after dropping the opener. And
They got to go down to Disney World now and see what happens.
Yeah, yes they do. That snaps an 11-game home losing streak.
What's the last year they won?
Postseason 2008. Last time they
That's
won.
that's
last time they
crazy.
won
That's
a
the
home
craziest
game.
stat.
I think I was a
Yeah.
Piston then.
Hey, here's Lisa Salters with Cade.
What was said in the locker room to cause what you guys did in that third quarter?
We got to do a better job, keeping them off the offensive glass, continuing to keep our defensive intensity up and getting out and running and just executing. I think we did a lot better job of that second half.
JB had some words in the locker room. I think that lit a fire under us to, even press even more and, just separate ourselves. He does a great job at doing that. He knows to say the right things, to get us going.
No more of my bads. It's like they're out there hustling, getting offensive boards on us, and there's too many of them. We was able to find that little spark.
When we play defense at the level we're capable of, it triggers everything for us. We can be an elite defensive team, a disruptive defensive team that pushes and gets us transition easy baskets, and that's what we did.
I think the term is overmodulated on that, Mike, but you got the gist. 98-83 is your final.
I think you saw that Cade had 11 assists. That was important. He only had 4 the last game.
But you said 11 today.
Yeah.
That's a good call.
Yeah, thank you.
The other thing, remember we talked in the pregame show about that points in the paint from game 1 when Orlando crushed them 54-34. Tonight it was 54-34 the other way, and Detroit ties the series at a game apiece. Still, they've lost the home court edge as they head to Orlando.
Lost the home court edge, but they found themselves. I thought they, being a number 1 seed, you're coming into the playoffs. There's a lot of expectations for the first time in Detroit, and you went back to it. They hadn't won a playoff game in 11 straight times at home. But there's a great expectation. I think that we're a little overwhelmed. And now they've kind of settled in to what they have been doing during the regular season. This is a team that they have a lot of defensive prowess, but they have to win the matchup between Tobias Harris and Duncan Robinson and Asar Thompson when they're on the floor. They have to win those matchups.
To me, Orlando was satisfied with the game 1 win. They played with them pretty much even the first half, but then when Detroit turned the pressure up, Orlando just kind of said, you know what, we're going to let you guys do what you do, and that's why they went on that 30-3 run. They're happy with, still in the first game. Most teams with the killer instinct going to say, okay, we got number 1, let's go get 2. So again, they were satisfied with the game 1 win. I think game 3 would be much different in Orlando.
Yeah, I agree with Shaq. I think they just like, okay, we got our split, because they didn't even try once halftime. They came out mentally like, let's don't just give up. Then when it
That 11-0 run.
yeah,
to
that was
start,
over. But it's very simple. Who's going to help Cade and Jalen Duren score? It's very simple. Orlando, to me, have more weapons. And Kenny said, it's got to come down to Thompson. It's got to come down to Tobias Harris. Who else?
Robinson.
Duncan Robinson. You got to score. The NBA Today game is you just can't win by playing defense. You got to score. You got to score, at least in my opinion, you got to get to 105 points.
Because the two, you think about that, Chuck. Cade Cunningham and Duren, really only one of them is a real scorer.
Yes.
So if he
That's why Cade's assist is important.
Right.
He gets Duren involved.
Because if he gets 30 and Duren gets 20,
that's only 50.
It's only 50 points. You got to get some more baskets somewhere else.
But to me, Tobias Harris is a guy who's got to step up. He's a veteran. He should go in with the mindset, I got to get 20. I got to get 20.
Duren's a 19 and 10 guy, but he's struggled so far.
Yeah, but 19, like I said, 30 and 19.
But that's up to Cade, though.
You know,
that's what I said before the game. Cade's got to play like LeBron did in Game 1. Because Duren, I think I like him a lot as a player, but he's not a scorer. But it's up to Cade to get him scores.
He had 11 and 9 tonight. So somebody's streak is going to end when this series is complete, because Orlando hasn't won a series since 2010. They've had 6 straight first-round knockouts. Detroit hasn't won a series since 2008.
Damn.
They had to Orlando tied up.
It's almost 20 years.
At a game apiece. Here you go, Chuck. You look
There you go,
marvelous.
Billy Crystal.
Yeah, exactly.
Hey, Corey Mitchell always tweets in. Corey, thank you for the support, brother.
Well, I don't know if we have a lot of
Billy Crystal's a good dude, man.
What that means. That is a very old.
Billy used to go to all the Clippers games.
That was a Sharania staying up late with us. And Shams, thanks a lot for doing that, because I know you get information that's pretty fresh on what's going on with Wemby.
Fellas, yeah, let's get right up to the second. I'm told Victor Wembanyama was able to participate in cardio work here late Wednesday because his symptoms didn't worsen. He wasn't feeling worse than he did when he suffered that concussion. And as of right now, my understanding is he is hopeful that he'll be able to travel with the team to Portland on Thursday. But whether he's able to clear concussion protocol in time to play in Game 3 on Friday in Portland is an obvious question and jeopardy for the Spurs, because there are guidelines and protocols when it comes to the concussion policy. 48 hours after suffering the concussion is when Victor Wembanyama would be able to, without restrictions, participate in activities. Within 24 hours, you're able to have at least light activity, which is what he was able to do today, because his symptoms didn't worsen. So that is the one good piece of news for the Spurs, that he was able to come in and do that. But overall, this is a process that's going to be